Alright, so we're working in columns, guys. We start from the left column and we work our way across through to the right one over here. So if we start up on the top left, we see that Four of Swords, then the word action with the black and white horse, and then the word travel with a beautiful reindeer. And there's lots of animals down here as well. So I'm wondering straight up if there's something about animals or pets for some of you Scorpions in the month, whether or not you are getting a new pet in your life, or you're traveling to see animals possibly, or, you know, like going on a safari trip, or you're going somewhere where animals are around and you'll actually see them or spend time with them, or possibly you're needing to spend time on your own current pet, and it might be something that you take them to a vet for, or you might be having a pet, you know, depart in this time as well. This is the year of a lot of Scorpio energy running through the year, so they're calling it the year of birth, death and reincarnation. So it is a year of potential change at many, many levels for a lot of us. And part of that is because of the way the planets have been aligned. January was an interesting month with 2 full moons, one of which was a lunar eclipse on the 31st of January. February has no full moons at all. So we have got sort of this interesting energy at the very beginning of the year, which sets the plan as we move forward. That Four of Swords is often known as a rest card or recuperation, or going on a small, intimate travel or trip away somewhere and spending time with, you know, someone possibly intimately. It can also be the card of possible conception or fertility. So if some of you are trying at this time for pregnancy, this might be quite a good time to achieve that, or there's a possibility of good fertility cycles. The other thing the card can represent is that the mind is overactive and that you need to rest it, or that you even might get headaches in and around the head, or some of you may even have a small surgical operation planned, or get a cut or something like that when that card turns up. The 17 underneath it, the action card, talks about taking more action and doing something further in a project that you've got. Now this could be surrounding the travel. It's almost like it's saying you need to take some action to get this holiday underway, or to get some travel plans underway, or to do something different. So the card merely says you're on the right road. You need to just give something a bit of oomph to get it happening. Now, I'm not sure if it's travel, or even if it's talking about resting and recuperation, or your thinking processes. It could be talking about that, because we see so many swords pointed up here towards the head. I often get the feeling of thinking and thought and contemplation when this card comes into view. So I'm unsure here exactly what the message is saying right at this point in time. It might make itself a little bit clearer as we work through. There's the thinking man right next door to it, so possibly it is something to do with thoughts and thinking. I'm unsure yet. The travel card underneath says an upcoming trip proves to be life-changing in positive ways. It truly is a beautiful card to look at. And I also see on this bottom line down here, you have a lot of purple cards indicating that third eye chakra and the top of the head crown chakra area. So possibly you are being activated in and around that area, which is your clairvoyancy, your psychic abilities, and of course Scorpio, you have a great innate attitude for this and ability. A lot of you are more intuitive and spiritually inclined than you even understand as of yet, so perhaps that's a journey that is evolving. And of course then I see the word spiritual teacher here as well. So let's move into the second row, the 10 of Wands up here, and then the thinking man and the spiritual teacher. So the 10 of Wands often tells us we're coming to the end of a cycle of some sort, and it can be around your career or your passionate creative zone in life. It could be that you have been on a long project that's taken many months or years to accumulate the amount of knowledge that you have, and sometimes it might have felt as if you've been overburdened, or if you've wanted to leave the project behind, but you're getting to this apex of knowing so much that it's been worth the journey. You can become very invaluable to a lot of other people at this point in time because of all the knowledge that you have with you, and you're taking it forward. But the 10s always represent the possibility of going into a new cycle of beginning. And if this could be around your career or, as I say, your creative zone in life. And then straight underneath it, we have the thinking man. And he's holding a beautiful pointed crystal in his hand, like a quartz crystal, which is all the quartz crystals are directly up here, and we have some that kind of look a bit like that. He's pondering into that very, very determinedly. So either this is you using or applying your intellectual skills towards a project or towards a new change in direction around your projects, or you're being given now some sort of insight or help or support or new ideas from another person who's helping to get you towards this new project. So this is either yourself or someone who's walking into your life somehow. It could be a new boss, it could be a new partner in a business or relationship, it could be a new friend or even a love interest, but they are helping to progress you through things. Now, it could be a mentor, and he could be a spiritual mentor because of the way he's looking into these crystals, and we see down here spiritual teacher. So some of you may be going to learn new spiritual practices and be really enjoying it and finding that this is changing your direction in life. The spiritual teacher card says your life purpose involves teaching others about healing and spirituality. So if you are being taught any of this information, it will eventually come to pass that a lot of you will become the teachers or like the healers. Some of you may be thinking of going into your own healing practices or modalities, or learning like a Reiki or yoga or something along those lines that you then go on to teach to other people. So this whole thing it has the feeling to me that some of you are making this turn, this new heading in direction, possibly with a spiritual or naturopath type entity behind it that could be taking you down a new direction. You may even start businesses in or around this realm, and this could be where it's all heading. If you're not ready to be a teacher yet, you will be being mentored at this stage, and you'll be learning a lot more, and that's what the new cycle could be after the completion of this one. We come to your 5 of Cups up here, and we see this sort of sobering person with his back towards us, head down, gloomy state of affairs, or 3 cups of something spilt on the ground. But he doesn't see the 2 behind him. He's sort of looking into the past, to be quite honest, and sad about something that he's spent a lot of time invested in and feels like it's leaving him. He's got no control over it. He either chooses to walk away from a situation, which quite often is relationships, or there's something about the people that are moving away from him one way or another. Now, sometimes this can be family members who have grown up and moving away, or loved ones who are going to work in another country, or friends, or even intimate relationships that are moving apart for one reason or another. Sometimes it can be because they're going to work somewhere else and you're staying behind. There's a whole bunch of reasons why this card shows up, and it's different for every person. But what it tells you to do is to also remember the joy and the happiness and the pleasure that came from these relationships and this time that you invested, and that there are still others in your life that are going to enjoy seeing you face them again and come back into the circle. Now, this community card underneath, the number 7, it seems to represent very much 3 beautiful women. So somehow this could involve friendships or females one way or another, and that you may be feeling sad that you're leaving them behind, or they're leaving you behind, and you're sort of going, oh, we enjoyed things so much. But what they're also telling you is that there's a community of people around you who still support you and love you and want your company and your companionship. So it's giving you two lots of thinking upon there, and it's sort of saying, come on, bolster yourself up, because everything's okay. Don't worry, it's all working out in a beautiful way. So if any of you have felt some sadness around the loss of something, or people moving away, or yourself having to move away for one reason or another, just remember the fond times and the good times, and just focus on this card. Everything is fine. There's no great need to be taking yourself down the too low path. We come to this column over here and we see this great bunch of happiness in the cards. You've got the Four of Wands, which usually represents happiness, can represent things like engagements or weddings, celebrations of some sort. It can also represent moving to a happier home. Now, it might be that you were the one that was moving away from your friends and your loved ones, and you're moving to a new home one way or another. Possibly you're leaving your old work behind, and you feel this sad about leaving your work colleagues and your other people, but you're moving to a new one. And possibly this can be because you leave home and you have to move to a different state or a different country, and you're moving into a home where there will be more positivity for you because of the choices you've made. And this could be a better job or a change in job, or for some of you, you will be leaving a family home that wasn't so happy. You may have been involved in a place where there was either tension or arguments, or you'd had a falling out with someone, something like that. But the card always indicates you are moving into a happier home environment for one reason or another. The fifth chakra, Archangel Gabriel, is the throat chakra here, is all about communication. So it tells us that we need to open up more and talk more and communicate. And when we do, we find things are resolved at a much quicker level and at a better, higher level. It's also about the words you choose to use, and how you choose to use them can be very important. But Archangel Gabriel is a really good one to call upon if you are having trouble telling someone what you really need to tell them, like telling them the truth or being honest, or asking someone to listen to what you're saying. So you can ask Archangel Gabriel for support, and when you do that, as long as you give appreciation and thanks for their help and support, they're more than willing to, come in and open up the realms of mediation and contemplation and successful talks and negotiations as well. And that can be for business people too. And the last card is the daughter, and it says the answer to your question involves your daughter. Possibly some of you could be going to visit something like a daughter that you haven't seen for some time, and you're so excited about it and can't wait to communicate with her and talk with her. Some of you might be having a daughter move back in at home, or having a daughter move out of home to get married or move somewhere else and go flatting. I'm getting the feeling here that some of you are wanting to make up with a daughter or a son that you haven't been talking with and you haven't seen for a while. So there could have been family, issues and tensions, and there's been like a split, and you're now wanting to harmonize those relationships again and bring back communication and talking and seeing them. And for some of you, this is a good time for this to happen. So some sort of family healing or family rift that might be healed could be happening soon. So that's a nice way to finish your reading, Scorpio. Plenty of really cool things in there to think about. They've been quite open with what they've told you, and also opportunities, I think, that you can ponder upon for future gain and benefit.